Yo, I've never heard her sing like that. What the heck? Friends and family of Cardivox Academy, Mark here, and I am very excited because I've been waiting for new Spiritbox for a while. It has felt like a while at least, and finally we got it. I'm going to be talking about Spiritbox Circle With Me, the latest single. I'm very excited because, as many of you know, if you're familiar with the channel, I love Spiritbox. I think Courtney LaPlante is one of the best vocalists in the genre right now. I truly do. And I'm excited to hear what she does. She's got a lot of nuance on her voice that I'm very sure we're going to be able to talk about. Now, real briefly, if you're new here, my name is Mark. I'm a vocal coach specializing in death metal and deathcore, really any sort of metal that you can think of, this included. I'm in 3 bands, Kardashev, Neverbreath, and Viremia. And what we do is we take the reaction format, we break it down, we have fun, we make it educational. That's the main focus here. If you like it, let me know. Give me a comment in the section below. Like, share, and subscribe. All that stuff we always say. Let's go ahead. Let's get into it. I'm very excited. Very excited to listen to Spiritbox Circle With Me. Let's do it. Okay, I know I'm pausing it really quick, but bear with me. That's what we do here. We talk about the vocals. A couple things that we can already talk about that are really cool that I think are going to inform the rest of the song. We're going to talk about the screaming in a bit. I'm sure she's going to do more, but I'll touch on it briefly here. But with her singing, one thing I want to talk about that's really cool is that right now this is an intentional pun. She's playing it close to the chest. She's very much in her chest voice, right? And she's, hovering around a couple notes here. She's keeping it very, very simple. But what she's doing to keep it interesting is, like I said in the intro, she's adding a lot of nuance to her voice. And one of the ways that Courtney does this that I really, really enjoy is by varying levels of vocal compression, right? Breathiness, we can say. Now, she's certainly not the inventor of this, but she does it in such a way that really kind of puts her own brand on it. Like, she said the word change. I don't remember which note it was, but visions change, right? Change. Starting out with that good vocal fold closure, change, and then sort of breathing it out as it drops, leading into some words with a little bit of vocal fry. She said the word I, right? Again, I don't remember the melody, but we've got a lot of that going on here that's very cool, that I love how she does. Leading in, exiting out of her phrases with breathiness, with aspiration, we can call it. Aspiration, yes. And then the scream, we had a very solid, gritty belt. We're going to hang on to that. From what I've learned, whenever I think I know where a Spiritbox song is going, I don't. So I could be wrong. We're going to hold on to that. We're going to talk about it. But essentially what we have here, at least at the beginning, and she has multiple scream styles, is a very, very gritty, belted, like, I go to the altar! Very, very standard, but very well controlled. Let's keep going. This could all be yours. Feel the weight of the motor. It could all be yours. If you had the words of prayer, try to cut down the altar. It could all be yours. Hold your circle in the flame. Okay, well, we already have more to talk about. So one thing that I really like is how she contrasted when the section changed, when she said, this could all be yours. This could all be yours. She had a very delicate, I think that was it. The notes anyway. She had a very delicate, breathy sound. And then, boom, Spiritbox style, punches in, huge chorus, lots of movement, and now she's got really strong vocal fold closure and a really present sound, right? She's got a lot of like chest resonance in it, but she's moving up. She's getting into like maybe that mixy area. I don't know if I would say she's full on belting yet. Maybe when she was going for some of those higher notes, like on the word martyr. I did check out the lyrics before the song. I don't have it memorized, but I gave him a quick read so I'd kind of know where I was. But as she hit that word martyr, maybe we could think of it as being a little bit more of a belt, but really, it sounded like she was just adding a little bit more support, a little bit more weight to her voice. So we can have a note, right? And essentially the way that we would do this is we'd practice crescendoing, right? We'd have a note here, A, like that sort of thing. And it, you know, on a single note, it's not going to sound amazing, right? But when we practice doing that, we can sort of lean slowly into our voice and we can open up the front. She's got a lot of really well-placed frontal resonance going on here. It's very forward. And it's just good. It's just really good. I really like it. Spiritbox is doing what it has done to me in the last 3 videos that we've done, 2 videos maybe, where I get a little bit lost and I forget like, oh, I'm supposed to be analyzing this. Let's keep going though, because there's a lot to talk about. Okay, so we got another chorus coming. This is really cool. So we're building a little bit of tension. We're getting a couple things that are neat. So we had a little bit of a change in timbre, right? She added a little bit of brightness to her voice. Now, timbre we've talked about in other videos, and it can be kind of a confusing topic, but thank you to a channel called Sounds Good. She has there's a channel called Sounds Good, which does a lot of really cool music and voice and acoustic related stuff. And she has this whole video on timbre, and at the end she's like, I think her name is Sarah Feldman. But anyways, she says, let's just think of timbre as a way to make a note sound different. And I think that's a great way to think of it. One pitch sound different, right? And so she brings it up. She has a little bit of that breathiness that we're talking about, but it's so controlled. And, you know, up until now, she's had a little bit of weight in her voice, right? She's had a little bit of, oh, yeah, that sort of chesty sound, yeah, right? Now she's bringing it up, oh, yeah, that sort of chesty sound, yeah, right? I was doing essentially the same melodies, but they had different timbre, right? A different sound. One was weightier, one was lighter. So she does that. Then she has what sounded like to me, far in the back, a second vocal track, maybe even a third, doing like the higher octave as the drums are picking up, as the guitars are picking up. Really, really cool, awesome stuff. Falls back into that really delicate, this could all be yours section. And now we're going to clearly explode back into the chorus. Very excited for where this is going to go. Let's go back a little bit just to kind of enjoy some of this stuff and listen to to some of what I'm pointing out. But listen to how she's changing. She's not necessarily singing a lot higher or a lot lower. She's changing the way her voice sounds. Like, for example, if I take like an A sharp 3 here, right? Yeah, I can hey. All those sound a little bit different, right? Timbre. Let's go back a little. There's that octave. This could all be yours. Feel the weight of a martyr. It could all be yours. If you echo words of prayer, try to cut down the altar. It could all be yours. Falter circle in the flame. I didn't hear that initial scream in the back that time. That was awesome. It's really far back, but she's got some harsh vocals here. Check that out. Listen to that. I also love how she's giving another syllable to the word altar. She's pronouncing it like altar, right? That's a really nice tool to make your lyrics work with the song, if not overused. And she's certainly not overusing it. I've only heard her do that once, with that word. First and second chorus, right? But yeah, that scream, I just noticed it. Listen to that. So listen to when she says the word altar here, and listen to that second syllable or third syllable she's giving it, to kind of make it flow with the song. Really, really cool.
Escalate, the fire is cold, they echo, this could all be yours. Feel the weight of a martyr, it could all be yours. If you echo words of flame, traitor cut down the altar, it could all be yours. Vultures circling the flame.
Oh. I shouldn't have paused it. Oh, that was so sick. So here's the thing. All right. This is one of my favorite things about Courtney's screams, right? And I want to make sure I say this properly. They are simple and effective. Now, when I say simple, I don't mean like easy, and I don't mean like, necessarily like beginner, right? What I mean is they're not overly bogged down by flair and fluff. Now, listen, I love the occasional tunnel throat, toilet bowl, gurgle, whistly, whatever. I do. I really do. But sometimes when you have your vocalist, and obviously the genres are different, right? So that's part of what's going on here. This is much different than like, Infant Annihilator. And I actually really like Infant Annihilator. So Infant Annihilator is not what I'm talking about here. But sometimes what you'll hear is people throwing in like way too much flavor into way too small of an amount of time, right? And actually talking about Dickie Allen of Infant Annihilator, he's one of the few people I think executes it very well all the way through, and it never gets bogged down. But anyways, we're not talking about Infant Annihilator. We're talking about Spiritbox. With her, she is just this driving force, this powerful, punching driving force that demands your attention every second of the way, right? Her voice is present everywhere it is. I think I talked about that in the Blessed Bee video, where whether she's breathy, whether she's controlled, whether she's got that full vocal fold culture, she's belting, she's screaming, right? Her voice, she is saying, pay attention to me, and she does that so well. Now, I want to listen to that section again. It seems like I paused it a little too early. Deal with it. But we start off, she does do, on her lower end, just straight up false chord vocals. You can really hear this in the Holy Roller one take that she did. I totally have watched it. I've watched all her one takes. I may do videos on them, but I've seen them. How could I not, right? So she starts off with this very hardcore inspired scream. It's a little bit more controlled than you would hear in hardcore screaming. And this is a scream that, if you've seen my videos on the channel, I don't like to pigeonhole into false chord or fry, because I think that is an oversimplification. I really truly do. I think that when we're doing this, we're getting some crackly fry sounds. We're also getting some false chord distortion. Anytime we're really, okay, maybe not anytime, but many times that we're squeezing the sound of our voice, hey, 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 we're actually getting false chord closure, false chord compression. We may not be using those false chords as our main distortion mechanism, right? Like we would with like an right, but we are using them to narrow the airway. And then that narrow airway creates a lot of rattling tissues, right? So when we're up here, aye, aye, right there, that's better. Aye, God bless the altar, aye. We're using a lot of different structures. Then she pulls it down into more of a traditional false chord. Aye, aye. Now I'm obviously way lower than where she is here. That's totally fine. It doesn't matter, right? But she has a level of compression to it that I think is interesting. So I want to listen to that one more time because it was dope. Aye, 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 aye. I have the power of a dying son. I have the power of a dying son. She's got less vocal break in it than I do, but that's pretty close to what she's doing. I climb the altar and I climb my praises. Yo, I've never heard her sing like that. What the heck? I've never heard her, and I've listened to a lot of Spiritbox, so if I've missed it, feel free to call me out. Feel free to call me out. But I've never, it's a little farther back, but she's doing more of like actual gritty singing. Right? When she's saying this could all be yours. And to clarify what I mean by that, right? Gritty singing is like when you have you're just singing normally, but you're putting that grit on it. Hey, to the neon gods that he made right there. Ah, I just kind of pulled a melody out of my butt, but that sound, hey, yeah, oh, yeah. Right. Now, she's obviously going less rock on it than I did. But she's got that oh in the background here. Check that out. I almost wish it was more forward because it sounds like she's killing it. So, I could have sat in that intro or that outro for like another 5 minutes, but I know that's just me. I know that's just me. Oh, that was tasty. All right, so goodness gracious, I feel like there was so much to talk about there. But I think that this song's awesome. I love it just like I love all their others. People were telling me, some of my patrons were saying like, hey, this song's a little bit more poppy than the others. And I was a little hesitant because sometimes when bands start getting poppier, they do it to a degree where they sort of lose their sound. They transform into almost something different. Now, that's not a bad thing necessarily. You know, sometimes as artists, you have to transform, you have to reinvent, right? But it does mean I might not like the music anymore. I respect it, but I might not like it. I do hear a little bit more poppiness in here. Not so much that I think it's really that noticeable. I don't know if I would consider this like a pivot point for their sound. Like a couple people have kind of made it seem like it is. I don't think so. but they've still really captured and kept their Spiritbox essence. Courtney is still Courtney. All the other members are still themselves, right? And I think the song's great. I love it. I'm very excited for what this leads up to, right? If this is part of like a full length or something like that, I'm very excited about it. So let's do a quick review. Courtney the Plant, amazing singer, varying levels of breathiness, varying levels of compression, couple different screaming styles. We've got in this song, at least, we've got like the hardcore belt with like the more false chord forward style screams. She has worked very hard on finding a very specific amount of pressure and compression, basically tension, strategic tension in the pharyngeal area and at the top of the larynx, the laryngeal, that's a tongue twister, laryngeal funnel, to kind of create her own signature sound that I think is very, very good. And I love it. I think Spiritbox is one of the best right now. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching me fanboy over Spiritbox, as I always do. We do have other Spiritbox videos if you want to check them out. Hopefully this was fun and educational for you. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe, or at least like. It really does help more people see these videos. But if anything, I just appreciate taking 20 minutes of your time to hang out with me and listen to Circle With Me by Spiritbox. As always, many thanks, much love. I'm out.